Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. We've got the Micah Parsons show coming up here. Let me make sure I turn the music off to make sure that we don't get copywritten. This is going to be interesting to see how Micah Parsons reacts, what his thoughts are, and if he mentions anything about meeting with Jerry at the Cotton Bowl. I have no idea. I have no idea because Mike McCarthy had his supporters of Micah, of Dak, and everybody else wanting them to come back. Jerry Jones doesn't get it done. Does Micah take this as a slap in the face? Does this bother him? Where does it go? Was Micah Parsons, low-key under the radar?
Hey, welcome back to The Edge. I am your host, Micah Parsons. This episode is brought to you by The Pit. Watch new episodes Thursday at 9 p.m. on Max.
Getting more
Drop
supporters.
any questions or comments in the chat. I know it's going to be hectic, honestly, due to this coaching change. And it's very, very interesting, man. Obviously very sad because the relationships, we had with Coach McCarthy and everything he's done for our program. 3 straight 12-5 seasons, playoff appearances, and obviously an unfortunate year due to injuries and things like that. But it is devastating. Coach Mike's a great father, coach, one of the most winningest coaches. And, he's always been good to us as a unit, us to coaches, players. So, losing a great coach like Mike hurts, but it's going to be very interesting off seasons. It's going to be very interesting, due to the free agents, the coaching. It's like, it's going to be a complete reset. So it's going to be a very interesting and challenging off season. But listen, I already know, I trust my owner. I trust our GM. I trust Will McClay that we're going to make the right decisions. We're going to make the right decision when it comes to coaching. We don't know who's getting what. It's been a lot of speculations. Former players mentioned like prime time, Witten. But at the end of the day, speculation. We're going to wait to see who gets hired, who's going to be our DC, our OC, because it's going to be a complete reset. So it's going to be very interesting. And then seeing how those guys envision players and who they want to bring in, who they want to keep, who they want to build around. So it will be very interesting because, through this time, now there's certain players that, our staff like that they would have want to bring back and they might not bring back. So it's going to be challenging. These guys might have a different idea how they want to build the defense, the offense. So, there's no security in this league.
No, not at all.
And that's the dangerous part of the NFL. There's always, most likely in most cases, besides Tomlin, Shanahan's, the McVays, there's not really a lot of coaching changes. But when you're in them programs and those coaches draft you and they have an idea where they want you to fit and how they want you to play, and when they're all out, it's kind of like your SOL, you know what I mean? And I've seen that happen to guys who I've been with. You've seen a bunch of Q guys travel with him. So I can only imagine a bunch of guys is going to follow McCarthy. And, when it comes to our defense, we don't know. But they might follow and go other places. So it'll be very, very interesting. And it's going to be challenging.
Without a doubt.
But listen, as you know, one of the leaders of this team, I'm going to be looking forward to accept all challenges and embrace whatever comes and help my team lead to a championship. At the end of the day, we got to move on. We can't think of the past. We got to move on. And, and it is going to be sad, understanding that you're going to miss some of your players, and I'm definitely going to be sad because you got to pray and hope to envision that they have the same ideas of who you want to be around. And, hopefully I'm brought up into those conversations about, who I would like to play with, bring around. I hope I get that, level of treatment and, obviously meet with this new DC and bring into this conversation how they want to use me. Am I going to be using this chess piece or just a, left side?
Does that mean Zimmer is out?
We don't know. But those are a lot of questions, a lot of things to be answered. It's a lot of things in the air. And obviously as players, it don't make us feel good all the time because, you want to the person that's going to best fit for your future and how they're going to see you in your future. And that's the challenging part about being in entertainment is, you don't get that all the time. You don't get all your wishes. You know what I mean? So I just got to sit back and pray and work as hard as I possibly can. And, a lot of people say about holding trophy up. I honestly don't think there's no setbacks. There's no setbacks. I think some of the greatest players learn to adjust, right? You learn to adjust to people around you, learn to adjust to new coaching. But, at the end of the day, coaches can only do so much. Players, we got to build a winning culture. We got to build a winning culture. So there is no setback right there. And, I say we're holding the trophy just because I believe in our guys. When you got – CeeDee Lamb, you got, Dak, you got myself, and, there's a bunch of other guys that I'm not mentioning, second-year guys that's going to make huge jumps. DB, Trayvon, Demon's going to come back. When you got a bunch of guys that is going to come back and put in full effort and help change the trajectory of this team, I got 100% belief in that, and hopefully we bring in guys that's going to help build the culture and things even more. So, to all the haters, it's whatever, but we're gonna keep handling business and play good football. That's all I know how to do. But it's gonna be interesting. Let's get into the playoffs. The NFC East shows out. Both Eagles and Commanders showed up in this weekend, and I want to give y'all a big shout out to Jayden Daniels. I know I've been hyping him up, but he's the truth. When it's time to win the game and close out the game, honestly, besides Patrick Mahomes, there's not a better quarterback that comes to finishing games right now in the league. When it comes to gotta have a moments, end of game drives, just flawless, no mishaps, makes it happen. It has to be Jayden Daniels right now. It has to be, and we're talking about Mahomes because what he does in the playoffs and what he does in the Super Bowl. But when it comes to them last 3-4 minutes in the game, he has to be. They won at least 5-6 games by miraculous comebacks. They almost came back on us with that nice pass he had to Terry McLaurin, but then Terp iced the game. But he's been unbelievable. I would never bet against someone like Jayden Daniels. I told y'all how good he is. I told y'all what he's capable of, and to win a game against a good Bucs team on the road and in that fashion. I'm
going to go ahead and end Micah right there because this is the main thing I actually want to get to here is he seems to be, I don't know, is it me? Did it seem like he's kind of shocked or surprised? And he didn't go into a whole lot of detail, and he basically said, this is going to be like last year with Q where a lot of the coaches are going to go with them. And then he said, and this is where I'm trying to understand, is does this mean Zimmer's gone? Because he said, meeting the new defensive coordinator. I think that's where we are. That Zim may be out. And he recognizes this is going to be different. But he's still on board with saying, we went in the Super Bowl. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to get interesting, to say the least. All righty, good people. I got to go do some cooking and some other things. I'm going to be listening to Micah Parsons the rest of the way and see what we have. But this is really a shock, I think, to everybody. See you, people. Peace.